welcome back. My name is Danielle and today we are going to talk about essentials on the keto diet. What do I think you should spend your hard-earned money on to be successful on your keto journey? And these are just the 3 things that I find super helpful and I think are important for success, and I wanted to share them with you. So if you guys are wondering what my top 3 are, please stay tuned. Hey friends, welcome back. Thank you guys for showing up for another video. If you guys are new here, hi, how are you? My name is Danielle and this is Daniela Diaries, and we do a lot of things. These are just simple pages out of my daily diary, and I just like to share my life with you all. So if you guys are new, I recently re-embarked on my keto diet journey, on my ketogenic journey, and I took a whole new approach. I didn't discover it, it isn't brand new, but I went back to basic keto. Okay, I made a whole video on basically how keto made me fat and why I was going back and what I was going to do differently. So we are about 5, maybe 6 weeks into the basic keto, no frills keto journey, and we are doing really well. I'm down about between 12 and 14 pounds in 6 weeks. Tons of inches, tons and tons of inches. I mean, the inches are literally melting away. Not so much even worried so much about the number on the scale anymore, but the inches. So much so that I actually took a boomerang on Instagram of what I looked like. So I woke up, I think it was like Saturday morning, and I was like really lean, and I was like, okay. So I took a little boomy, and I was like, okay, I was feeling real good about myself. And I was like, you know what? YouTube has started like kind of a shorts thing where it's a little clip video, right? And so I tried that out here on YouTube, and I uploaded it. It's like a little 6-second clip, and I got so many comments that people said it wasn't me, that they couldn't believe it was me, that it didn't look like me. My face, it was probably me when I was in school. Then they just were shocked that it was me, and I was like, what? So yes, it was me, and yes, the way I'm doing it works. So what do we do differently than you will see on a lot of other videos? I don't do any of the frills. When we eat, it's pretty much cleaned up. I'm not saying I don't do like a dirtier keto, because I mean, some things are dirty in my diet, but I stay away from all the inner aisles in the grocery store. And that's kind of what this video came to be about. A lot of people were asking me, like, Danielle, even my own mother who recently started on her own keto diet journey, okay, well, what do I need? What do I need to go to the store? Do I need to buy these fat bombs? Do I need to buy, what do I need to buy? Give me a list. And I feel like that's always with a lot of people. Aside from groceries, we do a lot of grocery hauls here. I share with you what to get from Walmart, what I got from Costco, what I get from just the average grocery store. You know, basically when you're shopping for groceries, and if you're following like the basic keto diet, the no frills keto, you're basically gonna shop the outer parameter. You know, you're gonna hit the produce, you're gonna get the meat counter, you know, maybe a little bit of like the dairy stuff in the back, but the ends, you know, the aisles where they got all the frills, the wraps, the breads, the snacks, all those things, we avoid those. We don't eat from there. Just because it's garbage. We stay away from, you know, I don't count in sugar alcohols. I don't really take in count for fiber either. I count all whole carbs. My total carb count per day is probably between no more than 25-30 total carbs. Honestly, it's a little bit less than 20. So I account for everything, and it works. It really works. I feel really good. My skin feels really good. I'm sleeping better. My anxiety's a lot better. I'm starting to work out again. I'm working out about 3 days a week at the gym, and the proof's in the pudding. I mean, that's it. You know what I mean? It's just the proof is in the pudding. So I get a lot of questions, and people say, Danielle, what do I need? What do I need to be successful on keto? What should I buy? And I'm going to tell you my 3 things that I think you need. But before we do that, I want to talk about Mother's Day, because I'm a mom. I have a mom, and Mother's Day is coming up. It's going to be this weekend, and I think it's really, even if it's not your bio mom, it's your adoptive mom, it's your grandma, it's your aunt, it's whoever is your maternal figure in your life, whether maybe you were raised by your dad and, you know, he gets both titles. You know, I was a single mom and I had both titles, so I did mom and dad, and I commend, you know, anybody who does that. And I want to just encourage you guys to celebrate them. So Ana Luisa is a jewelry company. I've worked with Ana Luisa before. They send me so many of their beautiful little pieces of jewelry, and I love them. I'm not a big glitzy person. I like very basic staple pieces. I kind of just keep the same thing going. I don't really go anywhere or do anything to need anything really attention grabbing, you know? So I love that about them. Their pieces are very simple, but they're beautiful. And they have that high-end jewelry feeling, but they start at like 39 bucks. They don't have like this huge price tag. And that's like a major turnoff for me because, you know, we balling on a budget, and I just don't like to spend that amount of money on myself. I like to have nice things, but I like for them to be very budget friendly. So I thought I have 3 different pieces, and I actually picked out one of these for my mom. And I thought these would be a great gift to maybe pick up for the mom in your life. If you guys were looking for a last minute gift, you have until, I think it's tomorrow, May 5th, to place your order so we can have guarantee delivery by this Sunday, which would be the 9th. But let me show you the 3 pieces I picked out. These are what I got from my mom. They always come in these beautiful little cases, okay? And these are what I got my mom. My mom's been really into these. My mom was always like a cool, first off, my mom's young. My mom's not even 60 yet. So she was really much like that 80s rocker chick, you know, tattoos and stuff. And she always pierced her ears like on her own. So my mom has like essentially like her whole side of her ear pierced. And these little huggy earrings are in, and my mom really digs them. And she knows because my oldest daughter wears them. So I found these little sets for them. They're like the little huggies she can wear, and one has like a star and a moon, and they have like a little bit of like diamond and gold accent pieces for her. I really wanted my mom to be on this video, but my mom is really not a fan of being on camera, but she loved them because I showed them to her. So I'm gonna go bring these to her because she's been dying to wear them. But you could see they have like the little like diamond accent little things where they make it a little blingy and, you know, just something special for Mama Mindy. So I found these, and I got these from my mama, those. And then I got something for my sister. My sister isn't a mom, but she is my daughter's godmother. And she recently just adopted a dog. So I have a niece now, her name's Saint. And so I picked up something for my sissy too. And these are what I picked up for her. These are just some like gold hoop earrings. They're just kind of classic hoops. And I know she will love these just to have as an everyday little piece for her. The things that I really do like about the Ana Luisa jewelry, because I have quite a few pieces, is they don't discolor, and they really hold on, and they really keep together. You know, you get some of the jewelry from, you know, places and they fall apart. And these are really crafted with like the best noble metals, and they give you like a 365-day warranty with them. So for the price and the warranty, you can't beat it. Plus the shipping is really, really quick, and everything comes like nicely packed and stuff like that. And then I always keep these little dust bags and put my stuff back in there when I take it off. So I absolutely love that. And then the last one I got is for me, because, you know, treat yourself. And it is, I could actually take this out of the package, but this is just a gold chain. I'm not gonna take it out right now, but just a gold chain here. And yeah, let me take it out so I can show you guys. But it's so pretty, and I just thought it would be a nice, simple little piece. You know, gold's like really in right now. You know, for a long time, everybody like stayed away from gold and did silver, but gold's back in. So I'm like, yes, I can't get it out. I'll have to cut it out, but it's really pretty. And what I really like too is they have really nice clasps. You know how you'll get some of them and they have like the really cheap clasp and they break? I've never had a clasp break from them, and I've had bracelets, I've had all the things. So I picked up this little beauty for myself, again in the little dust bag. If you guys wanted to buy anything for yourself or for the special woman in your life, or man, whoever, I have a discount code. They gave us a discount code. I'll leave everything linked down below. Go check it out, go shopping. Again, I 100% love everything from them. I've had them, I've been wearing them for years, and I always get excited when they want to send me stuff. So I was like, oh, perfect. So I wanted to share this with you guys because, you know, who doesn't want to save money? And who, sometimes people forget. Like, I feel like the weeks catch up on us. But anyways, check them out. I'll leave a link down below. Thank you, Ana Luisa, for sending these over to me. I love them. But anyways, let's talk about our keto stuff. All right, so what do I think you need to be successful on keto? Here's the first thing. I've had this one item, I'll say minimum 8 years, maybe closer to 10. You could tell that it's all beat up too and stained, and some of the numbers are wore off. This is a food scale. Honestly, this is all you need. You need to watch, and I feel like people think when you say, hey, I'm doing keto, it's like a free-for-all on bacon and butter. It's not. You still should watch your portions, because even though it's 0 carbs, it's not 0 calories, okay? You don't have free points here. This isn't, one of the things where it's 0 points. No, you have to account for things you eat. So, but you also should listen to your body. If you find yourself being hungry, then eat, but eat something good. Don't just sit down. And I think people assume that you can just go to like McDonald's and rip off the buns and eat like 15 double burgers or whatever they're called without the bun. And that's like so many calories. That's probably, I would probably say about 3,000 calories. So you don't want to do that. You want to eat, you could eat a burger, but make the burger yourself. You could eat stuff, but you just try to make it yourself, or, stuff like that. But so I always measure out my protein just to make sure that I get, anywhere between, typically, 5 to 6 ounces of protein per serving. I always weigh out my creamer, my coffee. I always weigh out any of my condiments, mayonnaise, what else do we have? Any type of sauces, any type of, dressings, stuff like that. If you're gonna have some fruits, you are gonna wanna weigh them out, because even though they are low in carbs and low in sugar, they still pack a punch, and you can go really heavy-handed. If you like to have peanuts, walnuts, all those things, I don't eat those, but if that's something you need to choose, those are type of things that can get away from you. Weigh them out. Get a scale. The scale I bought from, I think, Target, maybe Walmart, and I don't think it cost me any more than $10. You need this, okay? Get this. Get this in your life, I promise. Mine does grams and ounces. I think it's more accurate to weigh out things in grams. If you struggle with the conversions, ask your, Google or Alexa, and she can do the conversion for you and tell you right away. I struggle sometimes, and I'm like, hey, I don't want to say her name because she'll pop up, but what's the conversion for 58 grams to ounces? And they'll say it is 0.6 ounces or whatever. I don't know if that's the truth, but you know what I mean. And then you'll know, okay? And this is also helpful for when you are creating recipes, if you are going to be tracking your macros, okay? So that's one thing. Get it. Amazon, Walmart, Target, anywhere has these, okay? You don't have to get the real bougie one. If you want to get a sleek one to match your kitchen, do that. I mean, I could have probably updated and got a cooler one, but this one isn't broken, and I'm not going to get rid of it because it's not like sleek and new. You know what I mean? So we got Old Faithful right here. All right, so the next thing I think you guys need is a Keto Mojo monitor. It doesn't need to be Keto Mojo, no. This is the one I like. This is the one I use. So, and I also have a discount code with them. Yes, I'm an affiliate. If you want to use Keto Coach, Nicole Burgess uses Keto Coach, so you can go and use hers, whatever you want to do. I do know that Keto Mojo works with insurance companies, so you can possibly get a discount on your insurance. I'm sorry, I'm sitting in front of my window and there's like a million birds. It's crazy out in my front yard. But I definitely think you need this. Why do I think you need this in opposed to the pee strips? Because the pee strips are going to be inaccurate. It's just like taking a pregnancy test, right? If you haven't done so, I mean, maybe that's not a good, well, whatever. It gets the more water, because you should drink a lot of water while you're on keto, the more water you drink, the more diluted your urine will become, and it will not pick up the ketones. And eventually when you become fat adapted and into a ketogenic metabolic state, okay, which we said this before, keto isn't a diet. There's no such thing as keto foods. Ketogenic means that you are in a ketogenic metabolic state. That means that your body has switched over to a fat adapted metabolic rate, and that's where you're going, okay? You're no longer running on carbs and sugar, you are running on your own fat, okay? And I think that's important. I also think that people don't take into consideration the fact how glucose plays a major key in determining if you are in ketosis. I think people will see like a pink strip or a red strip on their pee strips and be like, I'm in keto, I'm in ketosis, and they'll like put out the pictures on Instagram. Yeah, I mean, you're producing ketones, but how's your blood sugar? Because if your blood sugar is like through the roof and you are producing a simple amount of ketones, and then you check your GKI, which if you get this meter, which I haven't done, I haven't done that. I'm really bad at it, but you can program it into your phone and it will give you your GKI. And that's like your it's like an index, okay? So it basically takes in consideration your glucose and your ketones, and then it gives you a number, and that will tell you, hey, you are in low ketosis, you're in moderate ketosis, you're not in ketosis, and it'll tell you that. It's really important, those two things. So I suggest checking both of them. Don't just be, and people are like, oh, you're a number chaser. You're really not a number chaser when you're first starting, because you're trying to figure out what works for you and what doesn't. Okay, it's not as easy as I can have this because so-and-so can have this. For example, I can't have a lot of diet pops, okay? I mean, I can't have any of them because it will spike my sugar. A lot of people say, hey, I can't have Diet Coke, but I can have Coke Zero. It's just how your body that is uniquely made, because you're extremely special that way, works. So you need to know what works for you and what doesn't. And when you're first starting, I think it's really important to make that distinguish what is good and what isn't good for you. You know, whereas, you know, yes, I can have a Coke Zero with a meal and be fine and still maintain, you know, ketosis and still keep my, you know, my glucose in check, or I can't, or you know, certain creamers or certain, it's different things. Certain things, it's not flat across the board. It's not all one size fits all. And I feel like this is really a tool you need to determine your success. And is it a little bit of a price investment? Yeah, it is. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm not saying this is gonna be like $5. No, you know, it's like 50, 60 bucks. Yes, it is an investment, but I'm gonna tell you what, if you were to go to the store today and I would have told you, go to the store and buy the, you know, this brand's fat bombs and buy this brand's protein shakes and buy this brand's cookies and you can have this brand's cheese spread, you would have went and bought it. If I would have said that's gonna get you into ketosis and you're gonna lose weight, you would have been like, hell yeah, fat bombs, hell yeah, cheese. What else she say? Cookies, yep. And you would have scoured the internet, you would have been you would have made your Walmart pickup order right now, you would have gotten everything. So don't treat this the same way. If I were to tell you cookies can make you lose weight or help you with your diet or help you with your journey, use this as the same kind of tool. This is gonna be a tool that's not gonna, you know, is it gonna be a sweet treat? No, but this is a tool that I think that will help you figure out what to eat, what not to eat. If your carbs are, maybe you can have higher total carbs, you know, than I can. Leo can have about 50 total carbs and maintain a decent blood sugar and a level of ketones, whereas I can't. He's a bigger guy, you know, he has more weight to lose, you know, it's just, he's different, he's built different, his body's different, you know, whereas I can't do that. And how do we know that he can do that? By checking, by watching, by looking to the numbers, you know, and this is how it is. I'm taking this on vacation with me. It's important to me, and I make time for it, and I make sure that I, you know, invest and do the things that I need to do. So definitely recommend this. If you guys want to check this out, again, I have a link down below. If you wanted to try out Keto Coach, I recommend you checking out my girl, Nicole Burgess. She has a discount code there. Not just trying to push a product to get, you know, cash from you guys. I just truly believe that these work. So check them out. I'll leave a link. The link is down below. All right, the last thing that I want to talk about, I got to pull up my phone. You guys already know I got my little phone here, is macros. Macros is a slippery slope because nobody understands macros. Trying to teach somebody macros is like trying to teach somebody a different language. It is very difficult. And I can say this because my mother has been driving me loony trying to figure out macros. You know what I mean? And so if you're starting out and you want to get into the handle of macros, I don't suggest you doing this. If you're just starting and you're like, okay, what do I need? Do I suggest you to count macros? Absolutely not. I think you should worry not even about calories or anything like that right now. I think you should just worry about figuring out what carbs are, where the carbs are at in your meals, and which carbs that you are going to choose to eat, and to stay, you know, beneath those 20 total carbs. And just go with that. Go with that for at least probably, I would say, the first month. You know, at that time, you should see the scale moving. Even if it's slowly moving, it's still moving. You should see the inches, make sure you're taking measurements, make sure you're taking pictures, and you should see your body reacting that way. Okay, once you start to see that you start to stall and the scale is no longer moving and you feel like, okay, I'm comfortable, I know what I'm looking at, I know what to stay away from, I'm ready to take it up a notch, here comes macro counting. So What app I am using is called Chronometer, okay? And I'm gonna show you, it's right here, okay? That's Chronometer, and it's a free app, okay? So you don't have to pay for anything. I have so many random apps. So, what is that, Grubhub? Yeah, so Chronometer is a free app, okay? And I like it. It's very simple. It doesn't have, I will say this, if you are like an out to eat person and you like to eat out a lot, this is not going to be the app for you, because I don't feel that they have the best selection for restaurants. So I'm going to probably, okay, so what I want to show you is today is May 3rd, okay? And I haven't eaten yet. So this is kind of what it looks like. It has all my macros set up on there, and you just go through down here, and that's how you will add. Okay, so you add food, and what I do like about this is, all right, so we're still in restaurants, okay? So I was trying to look for restaurants. It saves your food that you have on a daily basis, okay? So you will just go in and then say, I had my creamer, so I had coffee this morning, and you just go through, I'm gonna try to like, let's see if we can do this. I had my creamer this morning, 2 tablespoons, so you just check the box. So you just put a little check on that box, okay? And you could do that. And then you would go through, I had 2 burgers. I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna have for lunch. I'm gonna have, so we'll go on here and it'll show us, I should do like a screen recording, but it'll go through, and you just go through and check the boxes of everything you want. All right, so I had some, so we're gonna have that, and then 2 beef patties. All right, here we go. So this is basically what I'm gonna have right now after I get off. I'm gonna go eat my lunch. And I had my creamer and my coffee this morning. I didn't have a bulletproof coffee. And I'm gonna have 15 grams of Hellmann's mayo, and I'm gonna have 2 all beef patties because I have those left over from the weekend. And that's what I'm gonna have on my lunch with no cheese, okay? So then you go down here and you can click add, and it's gonna say, do you wanna add all this? And it gives you a little list, and you say, yep, I'm gonna add all that. And then there you go. And it'll tell you everything you're working with so far, okay? As far as macro choosing, what macros do I think you should choose? I don't know. People have a very passionate idea of what your macros should be. And there is a lot of doctors. All right, sorry about that. I keep going in and out if you guys are wondering why. I got a new camera and it keeps saying overheating, so I had to change something in the menu. I wanted to get a new vlogging camera because my one that I've had since forever is breaking. So back to it. Sorry about that. I just want to give you a little disclaimer. I think I figured it out, but here we go. Back to the doctors. There are many doctors who have conflicting information, okay? Do I follow doctors? Not really. I hate to say that. First off, I just don't. I want to like give you like all these reasons why, and here's the completely honest reason. I find them to be so like kind of condescending a little bit, and I feel like everybody has their own approach. This doctor says, you know, do basically a carnivore diet. This doctor says you should intermittent fast for hours and hours, or extended fasting works. This doctor says you shouldn't have high fat. You should actually do a low fat diet. And that's what keto, that is, it is just, there's so many, and it'll make your head spin, and then it becomes overwhelming, and then it just infuriates me. When I become overwhelmed, I get angry, and that's how they make me feel. Because it's like, well, this guy just said the same, you know what I mean? It's very frustrating. So how do I do it? And somebody else, I know, and I already know the comments, people are like, well, so-and-so, this YouTuber says that you have fat on your body, so you don't need fat because your body has fat all day long. Okay, I understand what she's saying, but I'm not her. And I'm not comparing her success to mine, and I'm not comparing her results to mine. I'm doing what works for me and what I've seen work, and you know, I do suggest that you should readjust your macros as your weight loss goal, which is with anything. Just like if you were on Weight Watchers, your points would adjust the more weight you lose. Same thing goes for your macros, okay? And how I do it is I do a traditional high fat, moderate protein, low carb keto. Is it like that every day? No. You know, I can tell you that my fat, you know, you know, how my macros are set up is by my goal weight, okay? I found this when I started keto, you know, 7 years ago, and it was from a keto Facebook group, and I had a lot of success with it. And basically their formula goes, and I know somebody on here said that they were a moderator, and she found success until it works until it doesn't. Just like with a lot of things, it works until it doesn't. And if you're just starting and you're just trying to start macro counting, this is what I suggest because I find it to be simple. Okay, there's a whole mathematician thing to go along with counting your macros because there's so many for fat, so many calories for fat, so many for protein, and so many for carbs. Okay, all right, here we go. I take my goal weight in grams of fat. So say I want to be 100, for simple math, this isn't mine. I want to be 120 pounds, okay? So I say 120 pounds is my goal weight. I take 120, I make that my grams of fat, 120. Do I make myself hit 120 grams of fat? No, it's kind of like a lever, okay? I don't ever exceed that, ever. But if and you know, I just don't make it a thing where I'm like, holy cow, I got 50 grams of fat left, let me go chomp on a stick of butter. No. Okay, I eat until I'm satisfied. And I feel like that's where people get kind of, my mom is this way. She's like, well, she does a different app and I don't like it. But she's like, I have so many points left for my keto and I should eat them. I said, Mom, if you're not hungry, don't eat it. If you're hungry, eat it. But if you're not, don't. Well, I have so many points left. It doesn't matter like that. Keto is made to keep you full. That's why a lot of people on keto do intermittent fasting because the fat keeps them full, okay? And that's what it is. So you shouldn't eat 3 or 4 or 5 meals a day. You don't have to. Your body is running on fat now. It doesn't need all the food anymore, okay? If you're not hungry, don't eat. And when you do eat to be satisfied. Don't eat to stuff yourself like you're gonna gorge. That's one of the reasons I don't do like an OMAD, because I know this isn't because I don't think it's gonna work, but I know myself, and I would binge. I would say, oh my God, I get to eat at 3 o'clock. It's my only meal today, and I'm gonna freaking, and I'm gonna eat everything. So that's just my own personal problems, you know? So anyways, going back to macros, 120 in fat will be my fat macros. I'm gonna cut that in half for 60 for protein, okay? Majority of the time I go over my protein, okay? 60 is a relatively small number, but 120 is, if you're trying to be 120 pounds, you're probably a relatively small person. But I sometimes go over my fat or my protein as well. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I just try to watch that, and then I do 20 total carbs. When you make up those macros, when you go ahead and you put them into your chronometer, okay, because that's what I said I'm using, and when I go ahead and put that into my chronometer, it will give me a caloric breakdown, okay? So for example, my protein, so I have my goal weight right now was 170. The more weight I lose, I'll probably drop it to 160. My protein is 85 and my carbs are 20. That's gonna give me a grand total per day of 1,548 calories, okay? That's still a caloric deficit for me. That was pre-calculated with the macros I put in. So you're able to customize your macros. You can use their calculator. You can go on a keto calculator. I know Ali McWowie has her own keto calculator. If you would like to use hers, an option. She's really great. She's had great success. But you can choose however you want to do your macros. I choose the way I do mine, okay? And you can go through and you go to your settings option right here, and you can go ahead and add all your stuff here. Let me see. I hate the pop-ups. I mean, that's probably why I don't. All right, so it'll tell you, here, you make out your profile and settings, okay? And you just put in everything, and that's where you would put in your macros and everything like that, okay? It's very, very simple. Very, very simple. And you do your targets. So I do like so right down here, they'll have your targets. You can do your macro targets. Okay, and that's where I put mine. Or you can, you know, and I have mine tracking, and it gives you that option too, tracking as total carbs on the top, you could see. So it's really helpful to me. It's very simple. Again, if you're like, you like to eat out at restaurants a lot, I don't find that this is going to be that great because it doesn't really give you a lot of options. I do make out, what do you call it, like recipes on there too. I find them to be, it's a little simple. The thing is with recipes is, it's just not like, you gotta kind of take your time, especially if you're making a big recipe for you and your family and you have to put in how much you're gonna use, how many portions and stuff like that. But I like this one because it'll weigh, like you put the weight of everything you're using and it'll tell you one portion is 275 grams. So you don't have to worry about like, is this piece cut smaller than the other ones? It'll break it down for grams for you. So I find that to be really helpful. Some people find tracking to be triggering for them. For myself, I don't mind it. I don't always track the best on the weekends, but I make sure that I track everything during the week because that helps. But on the weekends, because, you know, sometimes I don't cook all the things on the weekend. Sometimes we just have like eat what you want nights. So I kind of pull stuff out that way. And it's a little bit more freeing for me, but I still watch all my carbs and do it that way. And I always watch everything, especially with carbohydrates. You have to be careful. So when people say, well, where do you get your carbs from? Vegetables and some dairy. I'm slowly cutting back on the dairy, trying to stay away from like cheeses. I still have them, but I'm very limited with them, and I weigh them because I like them a lot. I'm a big cheese person, and I could eat, like, especially if we get like the sliced cheese from like the deli, I'll eat that whole thing. I don't know what it is about sliced cheese from the deli, but it's so good. And like cheese sticks, I mean, anything like that, I will just eat and eat and eat and eat. And I have to stay away because I just have very little self-control with stuff like that. But also, like I said, the creamer in my coffee and stuff like that, you just have to be mindful. Okay, it's not the label of like bacon and butter for keto it's not true. Okay, and you're gonna see other people on this way of eating. Like, for example, if you guys watch my girlfriend Nicole Burgess, she is a beast. I was actually watching her video this morning, and she's awesome, man. She did like that 75 hard, and now she's like doing a little bit of a bulk, and then she's gonna do a cut. And I'm watching, and girl can eat, and she's tiny. She's really tiny. And people will say, well, you don't eat as much. I see Nicole Burgess. I get that a lot. Nicole, I don't know why they compare me to you girls. Like, you see her? She's a monster in that gym. Nicole works out 5 days a week. I mean, I think Nicole actually works out 7 days a week, because even when on her rest days, she's like doing yoga and she's really active with her kids. She's way different than me. You know, she's heavy. She does a lot of heavy weightlifting. I haven't worked out in almost a year, so I'm barely getting back into it. You know, our bodies are composed differently. You know, you cannot compare the two. So, you know, because she eats more doesn't mean anything. She's at this phase too, though, where Nicole is pretty much okay with her weight. She's just trying to, when you do a cut, it's to lean out so you can see the muscles, okay? I'm still on my weight loss mode. I'm basically where she was 2 years ago when she started. So that's the difference. So don't ever compare her, like somebody else's chapter 10 to your chapter 1. It's just not fair, and it's gonna leave you feeling empty. But you could still applaud them, because I even told her today in her comments, she is so inspiring, and I just enjoy her so much. As far as the other things, the supplements, the collagens, all that stuff, do I think they're beneficial? Yes. Do I feel that you need them? No. I mean, you'll be okay without them. So extras that I don't include that I do every day are my collagen in my coffee. I take the Perfect Keto Cinnamon Toast Collagen. I really enjoy that. I like that. That's what I have in my coffee every day. I've been doing it forever. And then I take the Teamy Greens, just because some days I just don't get some days I just don't have any veggies, or some days I don't feel I get enough, just to make sure I get not only the macros, which are your proteins, your carbs, and your fats, but I make sure I get my micronutrients, okay? So these are things, and I also take a fiber drink too, just for my own GI health, okay? So it has probiotics and prebiotics in it. These are things that I take. Do I suggest you do them? Yeah, I mean, I think they're great, but is this like end all be all, like my top 3, you need these? No. My top 3s are gonna be the Keto Mojo, your scale first and foremost is your scale, okay? If you're gonna take out anything from this video, get the scale. Get the scale, get the scale, okay? You need this, get the scale. One more time, get the scale, okay? And then following up with the Keto Mojo, I think this is a super important tool, not only to test for ketones, but your glucose, okay? I definitely think this is something you guys should invest in. And then lastly, to check your, even if you're just, like I said, if you're just starting out, I do not suggest you jumping into the macro world. It's very overwhelming, and a lot of people have very differing opinions, and it's gonna stress you out, and you're gonna be like, you know what, screw it, because that's how I felt. And that's why I did dirty keto, and I was like, well, I don't even care. Everybody does keto differently, because it's so confusing, and it's like, it makes you feel like you're doing something wrong because everybody else's, you know, everybody's opinions are so differing. So I just suggest really to watch those net carbs for a while, you know, and then if you feel like you're ready to like take on the beast, then start tracking. I find Chronometer to be the most user-friendly basic food tracking app for like keto and stuff like that, because you have the option of doing net carbs and total carbs. I really suggest doing total carbs. Net carbs are not where it's at, guys. I mean, unless you're just, I mean, it's just really for veggies, or really what your net carbs should be. Your fiber should come from your veggies. It's the cookies and the breads and the, don't do it, don't do it. And you know, I find these to be the most simple and helpful, is basically what I wanted to tell you guys. So hopefully you guys found this to be helpful. Guys, don't go out and waste your hard-earned money on the snacks and stuff like that. If you're gonna go and hit the grocery store, like I said, hit the meat counter, hit the produce section, get a little bit of dairy, get your eggs, and get up out that store, okay? You don't need all the other frills. Save yourself the money. If you're itching to spend to help what's gonna help your diet, that's it. That's all you need. Not even my phone, just the app. The app's free. So, all right, my allergies are acting up, so I'm starting to sneeze now, but hopefully you guys found this video to be interesting and helpful, and I would love to know what you guys find to be your essential item. What is it, something that you've been using or you have that has really helped you bring in your success? And share it with us, because we're all learning, and hey, maybe it's something I need that will find. All right, lastly, guys, do not forget to check out Ana Luisa for Mother's Day. You know, like I said, it's coming up this weekend. If you got to treat the special person in your life, or maybe treat yourself, got a discount code, save yourself some money. You'll love these pieces. Get yourself something nice for summer. You know, if you're doing great on your journey, don't treat yourself with food. You are not a dog. Don't say, you know what, I lost 2 pounds this week. Saturday, I'm gonna go eat and get Burger King. No, we're not a dog. We're not giving ourselves treats. You're gonna go ahead and you're gonna wanna celebrate with something nice, a nice piece of jewelry, a pedicure, a new book, go and get your hair done. Something like that, something that will make you feel good after it's done, because I guarantee you, after you eat that cheat meal, you're gonna feel like crap, and you'll never feel like crap when you have nice jewelry. I should be a jewelry salesman. But seriously, check out Ana Luisa. Thank you guys for sending these over. I love them. And my mama and my sister can't wait to have them. So thank you guys so much. I'll leave a discount code down below. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. If you're new here, please subscribe. If you've been here with me, thank you for vibing with me. And yeah, so anyways, that's it, my friends. I'll see you on the next one. I'm out of here, guys. Take it easy.
I'm gonna tell you that I love you 100 times a day. You'll get tired of my voice. That's how much I'm gonna tell you.